Hey guys, SRC Reptiles here, and I know it's been forever since I've made a video, and I have felt bad about it, but a lot has been going on in my life right now, and a lot of exciting stuff. So I figured though today I have a few hours before I have to go to work, so I'll make a little video showing some of the geckos and how they've been progressing. So of course this here is Harmony, and she is of course going to be a future mate to Mischief, which you'll get to see next. She, of course, is a little fat lady, and she is kind of on a diet, I suppose you could say. Oh, she bounced off my shirt. Come here, little sweetie. She has been growing really well, and if I remember correctly, because it's obviously she gets weighed again on the 1st of February, and right now it's 28th of February, so still a couple more days before I weigh everybody again. But I think she was around 45 grams. If not, she's like 42 grams or something like that when I last weighed her. So I definitely think that she's probably going to be at least 45 to 46 grams if she was like 42 or 43 last time. I don't remember the exact number. I'll whip out my weigh book later. But yeah, she is, of course, my extreme Halloween, which a Halloween is pretty much a crested gecko, has no white at all, and she only has orange pattern, and she's really pretty and fired up right now because you can see how she's really dark. And then I don't know if you'll be able to see or not, but let me see if I can show you. I'll kind of turn her sideways so she'll stay. But underneath, which I will try, let me see if it'll help if I turn my light on, I'm not sure. Underneath her neck though, she has really pretty, can you lift your head up just a little bit? Lift. Oh. Okay, maybe not. I'll hold her like this and you can see real quick. You can see how she has that really pretty rust red color underneath her neck. And when she is fired down, her entire body is almost that same color. And then of course when she's fired up, it's this really pretty dark color here. But, and Blossom's really watching. But, yeah, so here is Harmony. And just because I don't want to take a really long time showing everybody, I'll go ahead and move on to the next gecko. I will point out, as I'm sure some of you have noticed, she does have this weird, like, kink in her tail. And it doesn't have anything to do with the metabolic bone disease or anything, but when I got her, it kind of makes me wonder if whoever owned her in the past, not the guy that I got her from, but whoever traded her to this guy that I got her from, I feel like, I don't know if shed or something got stuck on her tail and restricted it from growing properly or what, because that's what I surmise anyway. But just because where it's got this weird part right here that's just small, it doesn't seem to be like it growed properly. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It doesn't seem like it grew properly as she was growing, and it's just got this weird thing in it. He thought it was floppy tail, but I don't think it's floppy tail because, one, she's never upside down ever in her tank ever since I've had her. And when Snickers had floppy tail, her tail would of course flop over her back when she was hanging upside down, which does not happen to Harmony. At least I don't think so anyway. Let me see. Yeah, see, when I do this, her tail does not flop over her back like it used to with Snickers. Because Snickers couldn't even control it. It would just fall. And of course, Snickers is the one that dropped her tail, so I didn't have to worry about possibly having to take her to the vet anytime soon just because she did that, which I wish she would have kept her tail, even though she probably would have ended up having to drop it eventually. But still, I obviously loved her tail and I kept it because it's just such a pretty tail. She really likes, and we'll see if she'll go in there, she really likes this hide that I made for her out of a canning funnel. And I just put a suction cup at the top and then there's one down at the bottom. But that's where she enjoys sleeping. And she's got a plant. She's got two plants on the side, one you can see back there, and then she's got two plants on this side, her bamboo and her hide here that she likes to get in between the leaves, and then she's got that clay birdhouse down there. But yeah, she really enjoys that new hide that I gave her. And in here we have Snickers, and she actually has just recently gotten lay box added in there, just because she's kind of been acting like she's ready to be bred, even though she's obviously not going to be bred for a while, just because where I don't have a mate for her, and because I want to wait till I have her siblings sold before I decide to breed again, because I obviously don't want to have any left over from my last breeding venture. I want everybody to get homes before I start again, and that also kind of helps me take time to figure out who I want to get to pair with her and stuff, because she's worth a decent amount. But, so anyway, this is Snickers. She is an extreme tricolor. She's really pretty. She is a fat lady. She is a chunky lady, that is for sure. She is huge. Last time I weighed her, she was 5 grams less than her mother. And obviously, Blaze is going to be 5 or 6 this year. I'll have to look and see when she was laid, or when she was hatched out anyway. But anyway, Snickers, last time I weighed her was, I believe, 50 grams? 50 or 51 grams. And Blaze is 56 grams, so you can see that it's insane that she is practically probably the same weight as her mother now, because she's just a big girl. And you, of course, can see she's a frog, but she has a really nice big crest on her, like a nice floppy crest. She definitely, like, Blaze has a nice crest, but she definitely, I feel like, gets that from Magma's side of the family, because he has a really nice crest structure in his family, like all of his parents do. And his parents also have siblings, or not the parents' siblings, Magma, I mean, has siblings that are really pretty tricolors, just like Snickers is. So it's kind of cool that she kind of resembles some of the same colors that her aunts have. But, and of course I was about to say Ember, where Blaze is a tricolor. I was glad that she also got the tricolor genes, not only from his side of the family, but also from her side of the family. Because Blaze, of course, came from a pinstripe tricolor group. So, which I was glad to see she had so much pinstriping, because Magma doesn't really have a lot. Now, of course, yes, it's broken like here, here, and down here and stuff, but if I get the right male to pair her with that's a pinstripe, then I definitely feel like that, of course, a tricolored pinstripe, that he'll definitely be able to produce babies with her that are not only full pinstripe, which I would love, but also with the tricoloreds. But I'm super picky, because I want this really bright, vibrant white, like what she's got, to go with that orange. So, but yeah, she's gotten so much more laid back as she's gotten older, which is nice. Which I'm going to turn my light off real quick, because it's kind of given like an orange hue, and I don't really care for that. But yeah, I'll set her there. She's not very active right now, because obviously it's during the day and they're tired. But anyway, I'll go ahead. I know I said I was going to show you Mischief next, but I got too excited because I saw she was out. And stick her on her little bridge. And of course she has a little bird bridge here that she likes to hang out on. She has a Strode's bubble loft that's down here. She of course has her lay box now instead of a little hide that she never used anyway, so that's why I removed it and put that in there. She's got a plant on the door, as well as 1 on the side, 2 on the back, and 1 on this side. So just to give you an idea. Okay, so anyway, I think I just saw Mischief, unless that was Harmony that I heard moving around. It must have been, because I don't see him. Yeah, he's in his hide here. Okay. He is not fired up right now, but that's okay. So here's Mischief, and I used to think for a while that he was going to be an extreme Harlequin, but as you can see, he really has started to develop a decent amount of white that I almost can classify him. I feel like I probably can, as a low grade tricolor. You're not falling, it's okay. They do that when they think they're falling and they get all scared and stuff. Come here. Let's show everybody this side of your body. Hey. Okay, I'll hold you and show. But, and he'll probably start firing up because he always does when I get him out. But, he's really pretty. Got the really pretty white and orange, just like Snickers does. The same type of brightness of color. And when he fires up, he's a really pretty dark brown. But his, of course, pinstriping is very lacking. It's kind of like Magma's, only a little bit worse, because Magma has better pinstriping than this. But, he still has the really nice big crest, as you can see. So I feel like pairing him with Harmony, they'll probably produce a lot of really pretty patterned babies. Not really going for pinstripes so much with them as I am for like the coverage of pattern. So that's the main thing with them, because I really would like to focus on a few different lines. I don't want to be only one specific morph. I already, of course, have Indigo, who's a tricolor. I have him, who's a low-grade tricolor, and then I have Snickers as a tricolor. So I kind of wanted to introduce some genetics in there that weren't all one specific one. So that's why I liked Harmony, being that she was an extreme Halloween. I really love Halloweens, so I figured that would be a really nice morph to be able to work with if they were able to produce Halloweens, or even if there's like some morphs in her lineage that I'm not aware of, because I know with him, I know who his parents are, what is in their lineage, but Harmony is a complete mystery because the guy I got her from didn't have any information. But, so she's just kind of a mystery. But if I had to guess, I'm assuming her parents probably had a decent amount of coverage of pattern if she turned out that way. So you just never know, of course. But, yeah. Here is Mischief. He, of course, is my most friendly male out of all of them. And I'll probably just show you guys the geckos that I'm keeping. Just because I don't want to take too much time. Again, we're already at like 11 minutes, unless I edit this video down so it's not as long. But yeah, Mischief, like I said, my most friendly male gecko. Magma obviously is friendly, but Mischief will actually sit at his tank door and look at me, and when I open the tank door, he'll jump out because he loves to come out and explore. So, next I'll probably show you Blaze, because I can see she's out. I don't think you'll get to see Phoenix today, just because I don't see her out. She also really loves her canning jar hide that she has. Go ahead and put him in here. And you can see with his tank, go ahead and stick you there, he has also a bamboo rod. He's got, most of all of them have plants on the door, except for hers, because one couldn't really fit there just because this one was there. But he's got 5 plants on the inside of the tank. He's got one here. He's got that hide, which he loves to sleep in. And then he's got his cork log, which he also goes in. And then, of course, his little water dish up here. So next, of course, like I said, I'll get Blaze and we'll get to see her. Okay, so Blaze is doing something cool right now, which is called misfiring. And that is where one side of the body is light, while the other side of the body is fired up. And what normally causes this is because one side of the body, like hers was facing outwards towards the light. So she made herself darker to kind of blend in a little bit more and not stand out as much, as where the other side of her was facing the dark part of her tank, so she did not need to be fired up. So it's kind of cool how their body does that, like it can tell when it needs to be fired up or not. It's not always a hint on how they're feeling, like if they're stressed or anything. Sometimes it also just has to do with if their environment, if it's dark, if it's really light. Oh, don't touch. She just made her little noise. Blossom, go on. You tried to touch, you don't get to be over here anymore. Go on. Anyway, though, Blaze, of course, is mother to Snickers and Mischief. Those are the only 2 babies of hers that I kept. And then, of course, Ember is the mother of Indigo. So, of course, as you can see, Blaze has a lot of pinstriping. The only place that it's ended is like here, and here's where it's broken. Oh, I'm sorry. And then these parts right here. She's in the mood, but she cannot be paired, obviously, because I'm not going to breed her again unless I were to find a male that would really complement the tricolor patterns and stuff, because with Magma, I'm done breeding him and stuff. Just because I want to focus a little bit more on either tricolors or the Halloweens, like I already said. I won't go over that anymore. Oh my goodness! Here, I'll see if you guys can hear this. Yeah, that's the noise she makes. I'm pretty sure actually that means that she's not in the mood to mate, so leave me alone. That's kind of what it means, I think, actually. But, because most of the time the females won't do that unless they're not in the mood. So that's probably actually what that means. I won't pester her too much, just because she kind of seems aggravated that I'm bugging her, just because where she's doing the tail flicking and stuff. So I'm probably going to go ahead and just put her back. I know. It's... It's so funny. It's not for her, I'm sure, but it's so funny that they do the head wobble and stuff. So anyway, I'll go ahead and put her up, and then I'll get probably Ember out if she's out and about. So Ember is actually in her coconut hide right now. I'm not going to try getting her out because I don't want to stress her out too much. But I'll go ahead and show you her tank. Now the only thing that I'm probably going to change soon is just because this is starting to droop really bad, and I want to hook it up to the top so it kind of hangs up a little bit more. But this is a look at her tank. Sorry that there's like a bunch of light coming in over on this side. Let me see if I can at least block it a little bit. But I'm going to be replacing this little thing I just randomly made with a little plant like what's in here. Because I like that plant a lot better in his tank. And that'll offer her a little bit more privacy for that back area where her like lay box and stuff is. She's got a little teapot and stuff, and then she has a little shower soap bar holder that she likes to sleep in sometimes. We'll go ahead and see if Magma, he probably is out and about because he always sleeps on his mushroom ledge. Yeah, there he is. He's up there. So I'll go ahead and grab him. So here is Magma. He's of course the father of all the babies. And you can see he has a decent amount of pinstriping, but it's broken in quite a few places. And then of course he has a really nice crest, which now that I get to looking at it, it almost looks like that Snicker's head might be bigger than her crest. I don't know. I'll have to compare sometime, like take pictures and see. But I love that he has a really nice thick tail. It's really thick compared to Ember's. Like it's almost the same thickness of my finger. Which I guess really doesn't help since everyone's fingers are different thicknesses. But it's pretty decent sized tail. And it's a little bit shorter tail, so it's not as long, but it is a little bit more like stocky of a tail. He of course is a blonde Harlequin. He's got the really pretty cream, and when he fires up, he's a really pretty dark brown. Almost black, kind of. You can see he's kind of a little fired up because he's a little bit of brown, because when he's fired down all the way, he's like the same color as like his throat, which you really can't see, I guess, but his throat's like a really soft tan color, and that's normally what color his entire body is when he's fully fired down. But yeah, he's really pretty. He's my sweet boy because he's probably the most laid back of all the male geckos I have when it comes to just being easygoing. He's not as much of a type where he wants to come out and be handled all the time. That's more like what Mischief is, but he's the type that if you get him out, he's going to be chill. He doesn't care. Kind of like Ember, she doesn't mind. Now, of course, when it's me, they don't mind, but I found out that Ember does not like being held by other people for a long time because she bit me once. Not real hard, but just kind of like, hey, I'm done, I don't want to be held anymore kind of thing. But yeah, so he is probably my most laid-back gecko. And he used to be kind of horny all the time when I first got him, but now he seems to have settled down a lot more the longer I've had him because he doesn't act like that anymore. Now Bramble acts like that all the time. It's so freaking annoying. I go to get him out to feed him, and he like latches onto my finger, and I'm like, really? So anyway, I'll show you Indigo, and then we'll be done with our little gecko tour. Okay, so here's what Indigo's tank looks like. We've got two plants on the side. We have a coconut hide back there, which she actually has started using, so I haven't taken it out yet. Because I want to get a new one that's a little bit bigger and give that one to Phoenix because she's a smaller bodied gecko. And then we have two plants on this side, her cork log, which she likes to go inside, and then one on the door. But yeah, I got this from Pangea. I think I've probably mentioned it before, but don't get one from them unless you ask for the biggest coconut they have, because I didn't think to ask because I didn't know, and they sent me this one, which is really small area of getting in there and laying down. Like none of my adults except Phoenix could probably fit in there, and of course only because she's a frog butt. So get little Indigo out here. She of course is Ember's baby. She's fired down right now, but I love like this really pretty cream dorsal that she has, which I'll sit down so you can see. But like, I hope that when she gets older, that this dorsal just goes all cream, because it is so pretty being like that solid base color. Oh, no, you don't need to run. I know you just got up. You have a lot of energy, apparently. She has a really pretty crest going on. Like, if you take a look... Oh, calm down for just 2 seconds. See how it ruffles around the scruff here? And that's kind of how Magma's does as well. And I definitely think that the babies, almost all of them have got that scruff from his side of the family. And her crest used to look bad, but it actually is starting to look really good. You can kind of see how these ridges are starting to form, where it indents and dips down along the edge here, that indicates that it's going to be a lot fuller and a lot bigger as she grows, and it's not finished growing yet. And it's probably going to be a floppy crest, so that I really like, because this is a good sign when it kind of indents down like that. She has a decent amount of pinstriping. The only thing is, she hasn't really, I don't know if it's going to be over time or what, she hasn't really developed a lot of scales that are sticking up. Like, you can see the color, but there's hardly any of the scales that are sticking up. There's just a few, like this one here, that one, stuff like that. Normally, the entire crest and pinstripe should be like this. So, even though the color's there, the scales haven't developed yet. So I'm not sure if they will over time, or if it's just going to be more of a flat scale surface that she's got going on. Kind of try to show you some of the colors. You can kind of see where there's the cream down on this side, and then there's the orange that's more up here towards her armpit, I suppose you could say. Oh, let me see if I can kind of get her other side of her body so you guys can see. Kind of does that. The cream is mostly along the bottom of her belly, and it's mostly on this side, is where the orange is on the other side, like up here by her head. But yeah, she's really pretty. The crazy thing is, Ember is 10 inches in length, and she is almost 9 inches, and she's not even a year and a half yet. So what's crazy is she is like half an inch away from being as long as her mom, and she's not an adult yet. So that's just crazy. Which I, of course, bred Ember because I wanted to see, one, if I could get really big babies, kind of like how they have giant morphs in the leopard geckos. I wanted to see if I could produce babies that would carry that. Which, yeah, it's not going to help with their price at all. It doesn't really matter. But I wanted to know if I could do it or not. And so far, it does appear that she and her brother Whisper are pretty decent size lengthwise, with their tails, of course. So it does appear that they have inherited that length, that size, from their mom. So I'm kind of curious, as she gets older, if she's going to get that bigger body like her mom does. Because Ember is normally always around 70 grams, if not a little bit over, because I never can keep her under. And I've stopped trying to keep her under, but I don't let her go over 73. That's normally like the max with her, because she's on a diet right now. So I'm kind of curious, because she's already 43 grams last month. She's definitely probably closer to 50, if not at 50 already. So I definitely think that she is going to be a lot bigger of a female than the other girls that I have, which of course is Harmony and Snickers, but we'll have to see. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little tour. I'm sorry if it was like super long, but I love to visit. I haven't got to talk for a really long time to you guys because I've been so busy. So yeah, there's been a lot going on. I will say though, if any of you have stuck around to the end, I'll include this little tidbit. So starting, I think it was December 5th, I actually have been dating somebody. So that's the main reason that I've kind of been really busy, aside from taking care of my animals and work. So yeah, anyway, that's always exciting. But again, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you'd like to support the channel. It always encourages me to make more videos. Thank you for watching, and have a good rest of your day.